Hello and welcome to Rise Highs YouTube channel. My name is Zebudha Shah, and in today's deep analysis session, we are going to discuss on the article of the future of India's chip industry, which surfaced into the today's Hindu newspaper, that is 3rd of June's newspaper, under the opinion section. Under this discussion, I will make sure that you get the crux of this article and you are able to memorize or summarize all those points which are very much important for UPSC CSE. And you are better able to comprehend the detailed analysis or the detailed PDF of this article, which is available in Rise IS website. So, without a further delay, let's get started. Before starting, it is very important, it is of paramount importance, where we get to understand what kind of question can be asked before starting a article. So here is a model mains question which may surface in near future. The question goes like, semiconductor have emerged as a new strategic resource of digital age. Examine the significance of developing a domestic semiconductor ecosystem in India. Discuss the challenges in achieving semiconductor self-reliance and suggest measures to strengthen India's semiconductor industry. 15 marks, GS3 economy. I would like to re-emphasize upon the fact that I will make sure that this session and the detailed PDF will be well equipped to address all the queries of yours regarding this question. So let's get started without a further delay. Let's start with the context, where we get to see a recent report by Niti Aayog titled Future of India's Semiconductor Industry, where it highlights that semiconductor is of strategic importance for India's future plan, where it also recognizes certain challenges attached to it and draws a roadmap to overcome those challenges. Therefore, in this article, we are going to see all those challenges and the way forward which the Niti Aayog have given through this report. So, now before moving on to the challenges, we must know its strength before. Strength in the sense of why this semiconductor matters for India. That must be known to a person before moving on to the challenges. The first would be the economic significance, where we get to see the semiconductor is now the backbone of digital economy, where every second product in today's economy is directly or indirectly being controlled or have an effect on it through semiconductor production. Whereas the first point elaborates the second point as critical for electronics, EVs, telecom, AI, consumer devices. Whereas this semiconductor directly or indirectly have a ripple effect on multiple policies of India. One would be the Digital India, second would be the Make in India, third would be the Industry 4.0, and fourth would be the AI-led growth. Where we get to see semiconductor plays a pivotal role in all those industries, all these policies, where development in one industry will have automatically development in all those policies or indirect development of the economy. The second, the strategic and national security importance. When the civil part or the civil life of citizens are affected by semiconductor, it is for sure that the defense sector will also have a important role played by semiconductor. As we can see, it is essential for defense, aerospace, communication and cyber security system. The import dependency creates strategic vulnerability during crisis. I want you to keep this point in mind. We will have a detailed discussion on this point when we go to the challenges part. But as it is essential for civil and military part, keeping in mind defense, aerospace, communication and cyber security. So dependency on the semiconductors from outside India somewhere creates a strategic vulnerability during crisis that can be elaborated under the point of supply chain resilience. We see the semiconductor production is globally concentrated into few countries only, or or in a region only, where Taiwan, South Korea, and China have maximum population or maximum amount of semiconductor industries. Where a geopolitical situation like Iran and US can again increase the tension of or increase the strategic dependency of India on semiconductor through these countries, on these countries. Geopolitical tension and disruption can threaten India's technological security. Where this situation, this these tensions can somewhere delay the economic progress of India, where India is heavily dependent upon this these countries, where the maximum production has been concentrated. So if it is of paramount importance, what are the initiatives that Indian government have taken so far? Government initiative, first, we have seen rupees 76,000 crores have been invested in development program of semiconductor, where it focuses on creating a complete semiconductor ecosystem, where the idea is not only stop to assemble in India, but is also to make in India, design in India, and assemble in India and used in India. The second would be the financial incentive. The government is giving up to 50% capital subsidy on these chips. PLI support is also been provided, and incentives for components manufacturing is also been given. Third, in case of design and research ecosystem, we get to see the access to industry grade chips tools is been readily made, and support to academia research and workforce development is also made sure, where industry academia linkage is been heavily invested upon. Now, in spite of all those facts, all those initiatives, we get to see the report highlights certain major challenges, or the article highlights major challenges attached to the India's semiconductor mission, chip industry. Here we would see side by side the challenge and the impact of it. First, our chip industry is underdeveloped, the ecosystem is underdeveloped. Therefore, the impact side is dependency on imported chips, long chips digestion period. Therefore, we get to see delay in return and high risk. Whenever there is a high digestion period of any product, we would see delay in return from that product, and chances of losing the money is also high. Therefore, government push is mandatory. Massive capital requirement because of high digestion period. It somewhere again creates a fiscal burden, through which we have seen in government initiative, and a investment challenge, whether the government is able to fund the investment alone, or it requires the partnership of private sector. Is the private sector alone is capable of investing and does not need help of government sector? The next, technology and latent deficit. We get to see there is limited innovation and self-reliance, in spite of heavily emphasizing upon the fact of academia industry linkage. And at last, strong global competition, where we get to see South Korea, Taiwan, China, where these kind of R&D is constantly developed, constantly made sure. Therefore, the impact is difficulty in achieving scale and competition. We can produce for India, but when it comes to export, we lag. So what are the way forward or the roadmap which Niti Aayog provides? It provides for strengthening R&D and indigenous intellectual property rights. The second would be having a pragmatic manufacturing strategy where it should focus on mature and compound semiconductor nodes, as well as prioritize industrial and automotive and defense application, which are of again paramount importance. Priority first model. Third would be the expand packaging and testing capabilities, develop ATM, OSTATs ecosystem to smoothen the process, generate employment and promote import substitution, as it is the basic, the core idea of any economic progress or any economic growth. Fourth would be sustained investment and leveraging emerging technologies, where implementing ISM 2.0, which is also mentioned in the article, with long-term funding, so that the idea is being carried forward in long term. Use of AI to somewhere reduce the difference which we are currently lagging, as China, South Korea and Taiwan, the advantage which they are having currently on their R&D, we can narrow it down through use of AI assisted semiconductor engineering and advanced material research. And at last, build a trusted global partnership, collaborating with already the players who have established themselves into this industry, like United States, Japan, European Union, South Korea, so that focus on technology transfer, equipment access and resilient supply chain is ensured. Even if in a region there is a supply chain constraint, we can rely on the other regions, so in terms of diversifying our supply chain. And at last, the conclusion, India's semiconductor mission is a strategic leap towards technological sovereignty by combating robust fiscal support with trusted global alliances, diversifying, and focus on a mature nodes and packaging. India can transition from a chip consumption to a self-reliant global anchor, safeguarding its natural security and economic resilience in an AI-driven world. With this, I would conclude today's discussion, and I hope that this discussion was helpful for your preparation. If it was indeed helpful for your preparation, I would also like you to subscribe to Rise YouTube channel and like this video. And yes, if you are wondering again where we can get this PDF from, you can get this PDF from our Rise website in absolutely free without any monetary cost. Thank you once again.